Hello Cancer, welcome to your March 2018 reading by me, Camille, at Millennial Tarot. I do hope you guys are feeling better this month. I do very much recall last month may have been a difficult time, so I do hope that this video is finding you in better spirits. If not, by the end of it, you will be, hopefully. I wanted to also plug my $5 reading still going on. I will leave my information below, just an email, and you can reach out to me, we can get going, and we can talk about the logistics of it all. So I'm going to be doing the same 3-card spread, and then at the end pulling from, that's the back, pulling from the Wild Kuan-Yin Oracle. This is a deck by Alana Fairchild. So let's go within and see what's up for you this lovely munch of March. Ugh, bad. Month of March. Okay. What are the insights for Cancer? March 2018. One came out. Alright, Cancer, it's time to think less with your heart and more with your mind. Swords coming up strongly here. 6 of swords. Then we have the King of Swords paired up with his Bay, Queen of Swords. Big decisions are going to have to be made this month. And, you know, I remember what was going on last month, and I remember we got the 4 of Swords, which is, you know, that card of repose and thinking. So here we go, continuing with that theme of having to think, having to use discernment, having to use objective rationality, you know, to get where it is that you want to go, but it's going to transform you. And, yeah, so let's talk about the 6 of Swords. Whatever issue was plaguing you last month, feeling upset, you know, you have in the month of February, a little bit maybe in the beginnings of March, wherever you're watching this video, are taking, you know, the actual laboring oar of getting away from it. And Cancer, these are your tumultuous waters, and then here we have in the distance your more tranquil waters. So this is the difference between your being upset and being moody and being, you know, isolating yourself in that way, and then moving towards your returning back to yourself, actually, in these more calm, intuitive, nurturing, loving Cancer ways. But you're having to take a journey to there. So it's taking the journey from hurt to being okay again, and to landing at shore again. Still in the water, still trying to get rid of what was bothering you, taking these swords with you, whether or not they're weighing you down, or whether or not probably they're guiding your way at this time. So really a lot of using rational thought, a lot of using facts, a lot of asking others for advice, a lot of really taking it out of here and putting more into here. And that's very counterintuitive for Cancers because, you know, wherever it is, Cancer Sun, Cancer Rising, Cancer wherever, Moon, you are really about thinking with your heart, thinking about intuition and letting your emotions guide you. But this time, during this month, you're going to have to be very sharp, razor focused on making logical decisions, that make sense for you. So we're not talking about like, oh, Camille wants us to be all detached and be like her because she's Aquarius and Gemini and be all airy, be in our head all the time and just be stern judges and to be robots. No. So this is a type of thinking that is going to serve you emotionally. So when we think, or when we are guided and tugged by our emotions rather than by our heart, or, you know, the marriage between head and heart is a little bit off and you're pulling a little bit more onto your, defaulting onto your emotional body, which as we know can be inaccurate, and less on what we know to be true and how we can think through things rationally and grind our gears in that way, it's going to help your emotional body. So coming with the King of Swords, and I think it's going to be a transformative time because, you know, things kind of speaks to me differently depending on the reading. And in both of these readings, we have the image of a butterfly, both on his majiggy here, his little concrete, whatever that is, and then on her crown. So kind of getting it from the background, butterflies, and then wearing it proudly on her head. So the butterfly thing, which is my favorite, like, metaphor of life. Let me talk about that a little bit first. Really in this darkness of your cocoon, feeling like I'm trapped, feeling like, you know, it's dark. And I said this in another video, I'm not sure, but one of my close people that I work with, coworkers, weird sentence, she said she came across this quote that said, you know, when you're in darkness, and you're just like dark all around you, you feel constricted and you feel uncomfortable, you can pretend that you are a seed, because we put seeds in the ground and then we cover it up with dirt, and, you know, it's no light's getting through, maybe it's being watered, who knows. But through darkness, we are being planted, and it's not that we're just going to stay there forever, like that's our ultimate reality. It's from that we grow. So to the extent that you can look at whatever dark time that we know you went through last month, because I saw the video again, I was like, what were Cancers were the saddest video last month? Let me make sure. So we know where you are, we know whatever darkness or ups, it doesn't have to be like so emo, but we know what, you know, disruptions in your emotional, you know, wavelengths, and you didn't like it. So you are taking the journey to get away from it. And then, you know, King of Swords here, supplying you with that rationality, supplying you with the discernment, and really being a sharp advocate for yourself. And I know I said I was going to talk about the butterfly, and I'm talking about the King of Swords first, so here we go. My Gemini brain is all mixed up. The transformation from cocoon to flying out with in the wind and flying free and with beautiful colors, you know, the transformation from caterpillar to butterfly is the most cliche transformation. So take that with you and know that butterflies are a signifier of transformation, a signifier of change, a signifier of beautiful evolution, and the end of the evolution, and the most highest, you know, incarnation of that evolution. And butterflies being, you know, supported by the wind, and, you know, one small flap changes everything. You know, one small change in your thought could really change how you feel about something. One small change in how you approach a situation, instead of emotionally, maybe more rationally, can really change how you feel about a situation. So take those butterfly wings and fly in the air. And we know swords represent air signs anyway, so a lot of airiness coming in. It's going to be to your benefit. But the King of Swords sees you this month being way more discerning, way more objective. And, you know, he looks kind of mean. And, it doesn't have to be what I was making fun of myself before for being stern, robotic Cancer. No. This is just really operating from a place of self-respect. And if you are down in the dumps and a little bit bluesy because of the way others have been treating you, because you haven't been advocating for yourself, you know, the queen with her king is going to be like, nah, this shall not pass. Whatever this bullshit is, it's not going to pass. And whereas before, Cancers are so, you know, absorbing of the atmosphere, and absorbing of moods, and absorbing, you know, of everything. And the King of Swords is saying, please protect that space first and foremost, and then think through how you can deal with the situation. And then ending off here, you know, these are Aquarian cards anyway. So ending off here with the Queen of Swords, you know, doubling down that energy, but doing it in your Cancerian way. So here we have you moving beyond troubled waters into more still waters within yourself, emotions always being representative, water always being representative of emotions, both in the zodiac and in tarot. Then we have you in March, really leveling up and saying, what am I not going to take anymore? What am I not going to let happen to me anymore? I'm going to be a fierceless, not a word. I'm going to be a fierce, we don't want to be fierceless. I'm going to be a fierce advocate for myself. And if people were taking advantage of you, treating you poorly, yourself treating yourself poorly, or choosing to be a victim of the world, the King of Swords has no time for those type of wallowing, dwelling energies. It's saying, you're not going to treat me like this anymore. I am not a victim. I am, you know, the driver of my own destiny. And if I don't like the scenery, I'm going to choose to turn left to where I want to go. And if that doesn't work out, I'm going to choose to turn right. It's really taking the mental control and the intellectual control over your life and being so strong and so sturdy in where you stand, standing up for your opinions for sure, standing up for your viewpoints and your beliefs, protecting yourself more fiercely this month, Cancer. And then once you go through that, it might seem alien to you. It's a very masculine energy. You guys are a receptive water sign. This is a very masculine air sign. We're talking complete opposite. But, draw on it a little bit. What does that look like to you? It might feel weird. And then you can return back to yourself a little bit, but not too much. Because the Queen of Swords, is the feminine version of standing your ground, the feminine version of King of Swords. And she will be more intuitive, and she will be more like you, Cancer. She will feel, more like your Cancerian home. So the outcome does see you returning to yourself, but you're not returning to yourself in order to be treated poorly again or to be upset again. You're returning to yourself with this sense of strength. So I see the Queen of Swords being that marriage between intellect, discernment, rationality, standing your ground, believing in yourself, believing in your thoughts, being very smart in your moves. And, the marriage between that, all those air things, and then the feminine self that you are, the feminine more nurturing, the feminine more receptive. And this is the Queen of Swords coming up in this reading to let you know that it's not going to have to be this all the time. You can return back to who you believe you are, soft, beautiful, nurturing, giving, and benefit of the doubt for sure. Always giving people chances and always letting people, be who they are or mess up, but not to the extent that they mess you up. So the Queen of Swords is still going to be there to guide you, to protect you a little bit. There's going to be a little bit of distance, a little bit of a gate between you and the outer world still at this time, but know that it's just going to be there to protect you, to serve you, to make you think straight, to think smart. And that beautiful Cancerian, I know Cancer is a crab, but whatever, your beautiful Cancerian butterfly, your beautiful queen up on this throne, taking no nonsense, but still being open and lovely and loving and mother-like, which is the Cancer way, the Cancer dictate. So, March, stand up for yourself. Think smart. I'm not going to take that anymore. I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm going to be a fierce advocate for myself this month. If people are afraid of you, then people do not deserve you. If people, through this time of you leveling up and asking for what you want and asking for what you need, balk away, call you mean, call you a bitch, let them walk away. They're not for you. Let it all go. And be okay with it. And you will be okay with it in the end, because the Queen of Swords takes the lessons learned and the things that we gained through the king, and it's like, yeah, I'm still sitting on my throne. I mean, I'm a little bit more receptive and nicer and feminine energy now, but I'm still not taking your bullshit, all right? So don't take anyone's bullshit this month. I know it's going to be a weird feeling for Cancers to really, really, really just stand up for yourself, but do it, and know that from it you will transform into this beautiful butterfly who is free of whatever the sadness that you're trying to embark away from. So let's pull a card from the Kuan Yin Oracle. Get one last message for you. Pardon me, cards falling away. Let's shuffle once more. Ride with spirit unbroken. I have been with you, my wild one, throughout every challenge to free your spirit, encouraging you to rise and believing in you. Pardon me. When you were shamed, denied, judged, and ridiculed, I was there with you. I went through it all right along with you. I knew that the time would come when you would be ready to rise above these experiences, to let your wild heart be free. Now is that time. Who's freer and who rides with spirit on the wind better than a butterfly, man? So just know that you are being guided. Someone and something, spirit is here with you through, being judged, dang, shamed, dang, denied, oh my God, ridiculed, my God. This is a lot of stuff. When you take these emotional beatings, you need to emerge as the king and you need to emerge as the queen. But just know that the time has come. You will learn and you will rise from these experiences, and you will once again experience what it's like to let your heart be free and open. So, Cancer, this has been your March 2018 reading. I hope that you liked it and that it gave you any peace and clarity. Of course, just reach out to me if you want to drill down into your personal life with my $5 readings. But until then, beautiful Cancers, I hope that you have a great month, and I will see you back here in April with your Queen of Swords self. Get it.